let's talk about something that most businesses see as just another expense on the spreadsheet: office cleaning. But what if I told you it's directly tied to your company's financial health? We're going to dig into the hidden connection between a clean office and your bottom line.
So, here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start by looking at a hazard you might not even see. Then, we'll talk numbers, the real cost of ignoring it. After that, we'll get into a solution, look at a real-world example, and tie it all back to what really matters: your team's productivity.
All right, first up, let's talk about an issue that honestly flies under the radar for a lot of companies, and that's the health of the workspace itself. Now, this is a serious question you have to ask yourself. Is your office actually making your team sick? Because an unhealthy environment really boils down to two huge problems that absolutely tank productivity. The first one is pretty obvious: absenteeism, right? This is what we all think of as a sick day. An employee is just too unwell to come into the office. It's the cost you can see, but believe me, it is just the tip of the iceberg. And here's the other, sneakier problem: presenteeism. You know what I'm talking about. It's when employees drag themselves into work, coughing and sneezing. They're technically at their desk, but they're not really working effectively. And what's worse, they can spread whatever they have to the entire team. Okay, so what's the actual damage here? How much does this really cost a business? Let's get into the hard numbers, the actual dollars and cents of doing nothing. And this isn't just guesswork. Research from ISSA, which is the big worldwide association for the cleaning industry, shows just how massive the financial hit can be when employees get sick. Check this out. One major study found that the average employee takes 7.7 sick days every single year. Just think about that. That's more than a full work week gone per employee. That adds up fast. And in terms of cost, that translated to an average of $869 per employee per year. And that's just the direct cost of absenteeism. It's a predictable, painful hit to your finances. But here's where it gets really interesting. Those direct costs, they're only part of the story. The hidden costs are where the real damage is done. You're scrambling to hire temps, paying overtime, and your customer service starts to suffer because your team is stretched thin. And remember presenteeism? Well, the impact there is just staggering. When that sick employee's at their desk, studies show their productivity can drop by a third or even more. They're there, but they're just not there, you know? So, okay, we've laid out the problem. An unclean office is a real hazard. So, what's the fix? Well, what if the solution is simply a cleaner, more hygienic workplace? The key here is to shift your mindset from just tidying up to strategically creating a healthier space. It's all about being proactive instead of just reacting to illnesses. And get this, the potential here is absolutely huge. Studies have shown that having proper hygiene protocols in place can cut the chances of catching the common cold or flu by about 80%. I mean, 80%. That is a massive reduction in risk for your entire team. So, what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's take a look at how a professional cleaning service can put these healthier protocols into action, specifically for businesses in places like Dandenong and Hallam. So, for example, you have a company like Dandenong Commercial Cleaning. They're a local service that builds their entire approach around this connection between a clean space and a healthy, productive team. They get it. And when you look at how they operate, you can see it's built on experience. We're talking 25 years. But what really stands out to me is no lock-in contract. That tells you they're confident their quality of service is what will keep you, not a piece of paper. A really good professional service also knows that one size doesn't fit all. Their teams are trained for all kinds of spaces. I mean, cleaning a warehouse is totally different from cleaning a medical center, right? Each one has unique needs that require some specialized know-how. And you can see this philosophy right in their mission statement. It's not just about making things look clean, it's about creating a spotless, refreshing work environment. This shows a really important shift. Cleaning isn't just about appearances anymore. It's about creating a healthier, better place to work. All right, let's bring this all home. Let's connect the dots back to the bottom line and see why this is so critical for your business. Here is the absolute key takeaway. A clean office isn't just another expense. Research has shown it can lead to a direct productivity gain of 5%. Now, 5% might not sound like a lot, but for a company with 100 people, that can be worth over $100,000 a year. That is real money. So,
This leaves us with one final thought. Maybe it's time we stop thinking about cleaning as just an operational cost. Maybe, just maybe, it's one of the smartest investments you can make in your company's greatest asset, your people. What could a healthier, more productive team do for your bottom line? Something to think about.